Within the one moment, you'll find everything exists. But what everything exists as is an interpretation, an assumption from a mind. A mind that creates through sound, sight, touch, taste, ideas and concepts of what this could be. Not one human being, not one soul, not one spirit, not one saint can tell you what's going on. Not one person, not one animal can tell you what's going on. All based on what we know, what we've learned, what we've passed down, what we think will happen, what we think did happen, by a mind that gives itself some sort of position to understand and to project what it thinks is taking place. Liberation is to know 100% that you don't know a single thing, and what you do know is that whatever this speaker is that is speaking is just a construction, a built-up entity of information and noise and sound and light. Into thinking as a human by giving it a name. Now, the ego mind doesn't like talks like this. It wants to find God. It wants to understand life. It wants to have a purpose. It wants to have some sort of position. And that's okay. That's how we have to live. If that's how we have to live as a human being, that's how we have to live. If it is assumption, guesswork, fun, games, playing, manipulating, teasing, using logic, using chaos, using theories, holograms, quantums, all this stuff just to play around, then that's okay. But if you're here for the truth, you have to stop playing the game. You have to stop following this mind. Mind is yesterday. Mind is tomorrow. This speaker is speaking right now from yesterday, from words that were learned from yesterday. Yeah? That's what mind does. It keeps you out of the present moment. Because in the present moment, there's no yesterdays, there's no tomorrows, there's no information, there's no thoughts, assumptions, guesswork. There is just truth. And in this present moment, in the void, you see, what we are doing as human beings, what mind is doing, as if it feels that it is a human being through its conditioned understanding, learning, information, inherited knowledge, words, sounds, languages, whatever you want to call it. What mind is doing is holding on to one side, this side, the side of form, the side of my body. This, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I want to live here as long as possible. I want to hold on to this memory system, this hope, this belief system, this structure of there's something better at the other, over this edge. And on the other side, I'm free, I'm enlightened. I'm in bliss, I'm in Sat Chit Ananda state. I'm just about there. I found spirit, soul, God. It's beautiful, it's joyful. I don't want to participate in that human ego world of systematic ways and things. I just want to stay here and be at peace. And in the middle, the void, the abyss, that what we all fear, God. Being swallowed up by God. Wow. No mind wants that. No mind wants to see the end of its story, of its history, of its hope, of its belief. No mind wants to be eaten up by God. Is that true? Is that true? To the mind it's true. The mind loves enlightenment, bliss, beauty, liberation, freedom. The mind loves fighting, creating, competing, preferring, analysing, judging. Loves all these things on both sides. And what we do is, we don't go down and avoid getting sucked in by God to get to the other side. No, we take a shortcut. And the shortcut is thought. The shortcut is thought. Okay, today I'm a human. Today I want to judge and analyse. Next day, no, I don't want that. I want to seek God. I want to seek spirit. Thinking. How to get out of the thoughts. How do I how do I change the thoughts? How do I clean my mind? How do I be pure? How do I do it? And then we go through practices. Yeah. We go through methods, we go through religion, we go through spirituality, we go through all these ways. And then we go halfway and we say, no, I'm going back. And then sometimes you go full way and you say, okay, now I'm on the other side. It's great, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, I found it. I'm a monk, I'm a saint, I'm a Vedanta, I'm a Upanishad, I'm a Zen master. I'm everything now. Nobody goes this route. But to go this route, you won't be sucked in. God makes the decision when you're sucked in. You may live 300 lives in a body before God says, this one's ready, time to come home. You've no choices. Mind has no choices. You see? So you can go this route and jump. And in the jumping you'll see, wow, one day I want to be sucked in now. One day I want to be sucked in now. But it's that film in The Gladiator, the movie The Gladiator, when his friend picks up the little soy soldiers and the gladiator has been killed and he's off to heaven to meet his wife and his son, and he picks up the toy soldiers and buries them and says, we'll meet again, but not yet, not yet. The mind has things to do. How can... It's only the fools that go this way. But a fool is no fool when it gets a peak view of what awaits it. And that's liberation. That's true liberation. To know that one day you're going to go into this abyss, into this void, into this incredible peace, this godliness. But the liberation is no point trying, attempting to find enlightenment. No point in trying, attempting to judge and analyse in this fictitious, elusive world. Both sides are elusive. Enlightenment is elusive, non-duality elusive. But they're not to the mind. The mind that speaks, like this mind speaks now, thinks it knows about enlightenment, thinks it knows about judgment and form and energies and all science and religion and all that stuff, thinks it knows. And it does know because it's learned through past inherited conditioned yesterdays and a hope that it reaches enlightenment tomorrow. And these things are great. That's the life of a human being. 300, 400 lives, whatever. One may be good, one may be tragic, the rest may be average. But that's a life of samsara, of thinking, of taking the shortcut, taking the loop. No one, Thich Nhat Hanh draws a circle and there's a space. That's God. That's the void. That's the abyss. But when it's seen, there's no you, me or I important in this life. It's just a game of toing and froing, coming and going. You realize that God is the axis I, and the seesaw is both sides. And you can play and play and play, but one day both are going to go up, and into the void everything slides down. Whew, gone. Into paradise. But not with a mind. Not with an identity. Not with an I. Not with a name. These are just ideas and concepts the mind makes up to play with itself, to stop it being bored, because it knows when it's bored it's going to have to meditate its way out of boredness or away from boredness. And to be bored is the way. But what can be bored? Mind. There's no way, you see. There's only God's way. And in its consciousness, it plays every game and every trick in every book. It plays every thought, it plays every act, it plays every experience, it plays every moment. But in the pure moment, in the one moment, it doesn't play with anything anymore. It just takes you home. End of playing. With the beginning of something worthwhile. The end is the beginning, but not the body end. That's another laziness, another mind. Oh, if we do something good throughout our life, that's what we'll do. We'll do good, and at the end of the day, God will make judgment because everything's okay. Well, that's nonsense. To assume again, to guess all these books of religion has been written to say this is what you have to do to live your life, the 10 Commandments, the guidelines from the governments, this is the way to do it. If you do it like this, you're going to meet God. It's absolute nonsense. You'll only meet God when God decides. You've escaped mind. You've escaped nirvana. You've escaped Sat, Chit, Ananda. You've escaped enlightenment. You've escaped form. You've escaped death. You've escaped illness and pain and pleasure and sex. You've escaped all these things. Now you can't escape me, says God. Come home.